road hums low beneath you, not like gravel, not like tar, but something softer, like ash spread thin across silence. You don't remember starting the engine, but your hands are already on the wheel, fingers locked like roots into bark. The headlights don't reach far. They never do. Light here is thick, sluggish, like syrup in fog. Outside, the landscape folds into itself. You try to look, but it's like staring at the back of your own eyes. The trees lean inward, shadows dripping from their branches like ink, their limbs stretching too long to belong to anything living, or dead. It smells of static and burnt leaves, not fresh, not autumn. Older, like the memory of a fire no one ever lit. Your window is half open. There is no breeze, only the scent, and a sound, low, humming, almost a frequency, as if something is speaking just outside your hearing. The dashboard clock flickers. 3:33. You look again. It's still 3:33. There's something comforting about the repetition. In the rear view mirror, there's no reflection. Not yours. Not the back seat. Just a soft grey smear where the world should be. You blink. It doesn't change. You whisper your own name. It sounds wrong, like you're borrowing someone else's voice. Then, a hitch in the signal. The radio flutters to life, though you didn't turn it on. A whisper slides between stations. Half lost, half formed, familiar. The sky never turns blue. You don't know why you said it, but it felt true. The horizon has no end. The light never changes. You lower the window further. Still no wind, no birds, just silence, stretched thin. And then, from somewhere in the static, a voice not yours whispers, "Welcome to Whispers Beyond Midnight." You don't remember hearing it, but somehow you knew it was coming. Your hands grip the wheel tighter. You shouldn't stop. You won't stop. Because the road doesn't end. It just hums beneath you. Like a lullaby meant only for the lost. A light blinks on the dashboard. No symbol. No colour. Just pulsing. Like a heartbeat. Or warning. Or both. The tyres don't feel real. You imagine them crumbling, disintegrating into soot. But the car still moves. As if guided by something older than rubber, older than roads. You think of the suitcase. You didn't pack it. You don't even remember putting it in the trunk. But it's there. You feel it. Heavy. Breathing. It shifts with every turn you take. And it knows when you lie to yourself. The air smells like dust. No, not dust. Erasure. As if the world is being unwritten behind you. You check the rear view again. Still no reflection. Only that grey smear, gently pulsing. There is no destination. You realise this now. Only the drive. Only the signal. Only the voice that might be yours. Or might not be. Up ahead, the road curves, but the moon doesn't follow. It stays fixed, white and watching, stitched into the sky like an eye stitched into a closed lid. You follow the curve anyway. You always do. The white lines on the road begin to stutter, glitching under your headlights, like a film skipping frames. You pass a sign. You couldn't read it, but your stomach knots like you understood. The air pressure dips. You're not falling, but the world is tilting. The glove compartment clicks open by itself. You don't look. You keep driving. Because if you don't, it might start driving you. The trees lean closer, and the static deepens. Somewhere in the signal, something breathes. The signal returns. It stutters softly through the speakers, like a moth caught in your throat. The wheel shivers beneath your hands. Not enough to pull, but enough to remind you it's not yours alone. You passed this exit already. You're certain of it. The same cracked sign, tilted at a prayerful angle, but the name has shifted, one letter at a time, as though reality is retyping itself while you blink. It no longer spells anything, just fragments of language curling into nothing. The rain begins again, but it doesn't fall. It rises. Each drop lifts from the asphalt in slow defiance of gravity, climbing past your window like ghosts remembering how to ascend. They make no sound, not on glass, not on metal, only motion, upward, steady, impossible. The headlights catch them, shimmering like tears return to clouds. You don't stop. Something scratches the inside of your skull. A thought, trying to find form. You know this place, not from living in it, from dreaming over and over through the years. Always the same. The curve in the road that never leads home. The smell of copper. The sky that doesn't move. Your fingers tremble slightly. The steering wheel's texture has changed. No longer vinyl. Softer. Wet. It pulses once. You let go. And yet the car stays steady. Out of the corner of your eye, you see movement in the rear view. Not a shape. A flicker. A suggestion of presence. Like breath on a mirror. You don't check. Not yet. The road narrows. Not by construction. It simply forgets to continue. The white lines collapse inward, trying to become a single thought. Your tires trace them like veins. You try the radio again. A whisper flickers through, then cuts out. Then, not from the speakers, but from beneath the seat, a voice slides out. Turn back. You smile. You never had that choice. The seatbelt tightens slightly. Not from motion, from mood. Something is with you now. You think of the suitcase in the trunk. It thuds once. As if in agreement, you reach to adjust the mirror. Your reflection stares back, but the car is empty. No seats, no frame, no driver, just road, stretching from your eyes, outward forever. You blink. The mirror is just a mirror again, but your heart remembers the echo. The dashboard hums low. The screen reads, speed. Yes, not a number, just an answer. Outside the fog thickens, not with moisture, with memory. You smell a room, candle wax, the faint sweetness of rotting fruit. A lullaby you hummed to someone you loved once, long ago, under a ceiling that never fell. You touch your arm. The sleeve is damp. You didn't cry. You didn't. The glove compartment is still open. Inside, a key, rusted, ornate. Its teeth twist in a way that shouldn't fit any lock, but you recognize it. You take it. It's warm. You don't know where it goes. but it wants to be held. The road widens again, impossibly wide now, like a cathedral of asphalt. You are the only car, have always been the only car, but you feel watched from every tree, every puddle, every static-filled silence between breaths. There are no animals. There never are. But the shadows twitch with waiting. The engine clicks softly. A heartbeat. A heartbeat. A heartbeat. Not yours. The sky splits, not with lightning, but with silence. A jagged rip through cloud and meaning. You feel it behind your eyes. Somewhere above you, something opens. You keep driving. The speedometer still says yes. The clock, 3:33. You don't remember the last time it changed. And you're starting to believe it never will. You whisper again. Not your name this time. Just hello? No one answers, but the static grows louder, and so does the road. The static flutters again, not from the radio, but the air itself. Like the atmosphere is unraveling in invisible threads, brushing your skin with the texture of forgotten dreams. You inhale slowly. The scent is impossible. Warm milk, old books, singed hair, then nothing. The headlights catch a figure by the roadside, but only for a second. A silhouette, slender, motionless, the kind of shape your brain fills in when it wants to feel safe. You don't look back, because it might still be there. The road bends where no curve should exist. You follow it instinctively, like water poured into a groove. There is no shoulder, no boundary, just a soft sloping into void. The trees have retreated, or dissolved, and now it's just space. Like someone erased the world past your headlights with the soft side of a pencil. The dashboard flickers. Not the lights, the plastic. For a breath, it ripples like liquid, like a puddle dreaming of shape. Then it hardens again, brittle and humming with electricity. A voice returns to the speakers. Not words, laughter, but wrong. It ends too abruptly, like scissors through a thread. Then silence. Then, do you remember the turn? You don't, but your hands twitch on the wheel, as if something inside you does. The reflection in the rear view mirror moves, but you didn't. Its mouth is open, slightly. Yours isn't. It breathes a word. You don't hear it. You feel it. Down your spine, like water in reverse. A mile marker flashes past. You aren't surprised. Your phone buzzes. You don't own a phone, but you still reach for it, drawn by reflex and dread. There's nothing in your pocket, but the buzzing continues. From inside the glove box? No, deeper. From the suitcase. The one in the trunk. The one you didn't pack. You don't stop. Instead, you blink. Try to remember the last real thing. A voice. A promise. Someone's hand in yours. Gone now. Rewritten by pavement and static. Up ahead, a tunnel looms. Black, yawning, edged with rusted lights that flicker like tired eyes. You don't remember it being on the map, but you don't remember any map. You enter without slowing. Inside, warmth, not comfort, breath. The walls seem to expand as you drive, pulsing gently, as if inhaling around you. You imagine lungs, a throat, the birth canal of something monstrous and unseen. The radio returns, louder now. A song you almost remember. A lullaby in reverse. The words scrape against your memories, pulling slivers of thought you didn't mean to keep. You were always on the road. You whisper, I know. The tunnel breathes again. In, out, in, out. The lights flicker faster and then go out completely. For 10 seconds, maybe longer, you drive in perfect dark, but your eyes still see shapes, not blocking the road, watching from its sides. Long, tall, dripping. They don't move. They don't need to. They see you. You exit the tunnel. The air is colder. Your breath fogs, even with the window sealed. Your hands, white-knuckled, damp, grip the wheel tighter. The mirror still shows you, but your eyes are missing. You look away. The voice in the radio sighs, almost kindly, almost. Not far now. You don't ask where, because you suspect the answer is here. And it always was. The signal steadies, low and clean, like a dial tone from another century. A sound you feel more than hear, humming in your teeth, threading through your pulse like silk dipped in mercury. You exhale, but the breath doesn't leave your mouth. It coils, rises, lingers in the air like steam that never cools. Outside, the world is glass. Trees frozen mid-sway, their leaves suspended like punctuation marks in a sentence the earth forgot how to finish. Even the wind seems held in place, pressed beneath invisible fingers. And yet the car moves. No tires spin, no engine roars, but the world glides past. You check the clock. 3:33. Still. The hands haven't moved. They never will. Something has shifted in the radio. Not noise, not song, breath. A voice exhales once, long and deliberate, then falls silent again. You glance at the passenger seat. Empty. Still indented, though. Warm, if you dared to touch it. You don't. The road ahead forks, but not left or right. Upward. A spiral, carved into air, paved with black light and dotted lines made of moths. Your headlights dim, then flicker out completely. But you can see. Somehow. The car turns of its own accord. The spiral ascends. You follow. There's no gravity here. Just suggestion. And you are easily led. The suitcase thuds again. Twice. Not a warning. A rhythm. Like knocking. You swallow. The mirror is missing now. Just a flat plate of chrome. No frame. No reflection. Just depthless shine that pulls at your thoughts like a whirlpool made of memory. You glance at the radio. The screen reads, "You left something." You whisper, "I know," but you don't. Not entirely. The trees below you. You are above them now, sway in perfect sync. like lungs drawing a collective breath. Each leaf glints silver, each branch curls inward, an offering or a trap. The spiral ends. The car glides onto level darkness again. No texture, no ground. Just a stretch of shadow pretending to be a road. Your eyes ache. Not from light, from repetition. The same mile, over and over. Reversed, rewritten, resent. There's a sign ahead, white, backlit, humming faintly. As you pass, it flickers. Exit 0. You've been here before. You will be here again. The radio pops. Do you remember now? You don't answer. But the headlights blink once, as if in denial. The sky above you ripples. Something vast stirs behind it. Not a shape, not a god. A concept. Watching you, forgetting you, over and over. You blink, it's gone. A small child's voice crackles through the speaker. Not speaking, singing. Sleepy driver, drive no more. The road is closed. The dream is sore. Then static. Then breath. Then quiet. You check the passenger seat again. Still empty. But the glove box is open. A handprint smears the inside of the lid. Too small to be yours. The suitcase thumps again. This time, it sounds closer. You press harder on the gas, though the car isn't listening. The speedometer still says nothing. Still, yes! The fog thickens. Not with weather, with thought. You can feel someone thinking of you. Not fondly, just often. You murmur, I didn't mean to forget. And the radio replies, but you did. Your eyes sting. The horizon splits. Not open. Inward. A spiral again. Only this time, it descends. The spiral yawns beneath you. It isn't road, not exactly. More like a thought turned sideways, paved with memories you forgot to keep. As you descend, gravity forgets how to behave. Your stomach floats. The wheel spins slightly under your fingers, guided by something older than instinct. The radio mutters, soft, almost ashamed. A voice half buried in dust. Down is the only way through. The spiral tightens. You recognize none of the turns, but each feels inevitable, like choosing between dreams already dreamt. Your headlights cast no shadows, just reflections. Dozens of them, hovering in the dark beyond the railing. Mirrors that hover mid-air, flickering with images of you, each version slightly wrong. One blinks when you don't. One weeps. One smiles. Slowly, you look away. The engine hums a lullaby, but it's out of tune. One note sharp, like a whisper with teeth. The dashboard pulses, not with numbers, but with breath. You think about the suitcase. You never meant to bring it, but now it feels necessary. Like a word trapped behind your tongue, waiting for the right moment to mean something. You speak without intending. It wasn't supposed to be like this. The mirrorless chrome where your rear view should be ripples slightly. And in the glint, a shape passes behind your car. Tall, angular, moving on too many joints. You don't look back. The spiral ends, flattening into road again. But it's not the same. The asphalt is ink, thick, viscous. Your tires leave no marks. Only the sound. A soft, wet drag like writing across skin. To your left, a single light blinks. A motel sign. Flickering red neon. Stay. The building isn't there. Just the sign. And the parking lot. You drive past. The suitcase shifts again, harder this time, almost resentful. The radio returns. A woman's voice this time, gentle, uncertain. You passed it. Again. You don't know what, but you feel the truth in her words. Your fingers are trembling. The wheel is sticky now. You lift your hand. Ink. Blood. Memory. It doesn't matter. It's yours. Or was. The fog thins, but the air doesn't clear. It thickens with scent, like rotting apples and cold iron. Sweet and cruel. You cough once. Something wet. You wipe it away before looking. The headlights catch a figure in the middle of the road. You swerve. But there's no impact. No sound. Just the soft groan of tires over not quite pavement. When you look back, nothing. But your chest aches, as if you hit a memory. Or it hit you. The glove box creaks again. You glance down. There's a cassette now. Old, cracked, labelled in faded ink. For when you forget. You don't remember putting it there, but your hand moves toward it anyway. The radio buzzes, then cuts out entirely. The only sound now, the wheels, the pulse. Your breath, and something in the back seat, a shift of weight, the whisper of cloth. You glance in the rear view, forgetting it's not a mirror, but you feel it. Presence, not hostile, not friendly, just watching. A line appears across the windshield, a thin crack that spiderwebs outward without sound. You slow the car, but not fully, never fully. The dashboard glows. One word. Home. You answer without speaking. The road listens and continues. You passed this exit already. You're sure of it now. The same twisted lamppost, the same crooked sign, rusted and unreadable. But it's facing the wrong way this time, like a mouth turned inside out. The car doesn't slow. It never does. The lights ahead flicker in sequence, stuttering down the blacktop like a Morse code rhythm meant for someone else. Each one goes out as you pass beneath it, leaving darkness stitched into your wake. The rear view chrome ripples, not a reflection, not anymore. Now it's a window, and something presses lightly against the other side. Not glass, but thought. A ripple of memory you didn't choose to keep. You hum softly. You don't know the tune, but it keeps the static at bay. For now, the radio clicks once, then again, then speaks. You were late the first time, too. The voice is male, familiar, but it's not the familiarity that chills you. It's the certainty. You glance at the glove box. The cassette is gone. In its place, a photograph. You don't remember taking it, but the image is unmistakable. A road at night, empty but not alone. In the corner, blurred and half hidden, your car, parked, door ajar. The photo smells of rain, but it's dry. You slide it into your coat pocket. It doesn't crinkle. The static returns, this time from outside. The trees hum. Their branches sway gently without wind, rustling in a cadence that resembles breath. In and out, synchronized like lungs trained to mimic you. To your right, a billboard appears. Its lights flicker weakly, revealing a message one word at a time. You are almost there, but the last word fades into static scratches. The letters rearrange, bleed, smear. Now it says, "They're almost you." You blink. The billboard is gone. The road curves, and this time you feel it before you see it. The incline, the pull, the descent. But when the tires roll over it, nothing dips. Instead, gravity warps sideways. The car leans, yet never falls. The radio crackles. A child's voice this time. "I found your name. It wasn't yours." You grip the wheel harder, but the wheel feels wrong now. Porous, sponge-like. You pull your hands back. They're clean, but the feeling lingers, like holding memory in a dream. You can't keep it, but you know it was there. The dashboard glitches. The screen strobes symbols. Then just a blinking cursor. Waiting. You speak. "I'm still driving." The cursor vanishes. The mirror whispers back. "For now." You blink. A house sits to the left of the road. Alone. Unlit. Roof caved inward like a sigh. You know this place. You don't remember living there, but you remember leaving. The road splits. Not a fork. A choice. Left becomes gravel. Right becomes mist. The wheel doesn't move. It waits. The radio is silent. The suitcase shifts once, then goes still. You feel for the key in your pocket. It's warm again. Almost expectant. You whisper to yourself, "Right." But the car turns left. Gravel crunches beneath you like brittle teeth, and the road begins to whisper your name. A window opens, not in the car, in the air. A long, narrow crack beside your head, just above the dashboard. And through it, windless night pours in like silk soaked in cold static. You lean toward it, unsure why. Your breath ghosts across the opening, but there's no response, no breeze, just a sense of being watched. From the other side, the gravel beneath you changes, not in sound, in rhythm. The crunch becomes a pulse, soft, deliberate, as if each stone knows the shape of your tire and presses back in greeting. The headlights dim, not from lack of power, from pressure. The darkness presses inward like water around a sinking shape. The mirrorless chrome reflects movement again. Only this time, you see your shoulder. And something leaning over it. You don't turn. You won't. The radio hisses like breath through clenched teeth. Then, calmly, you're getting closer. You whisper, "To what?" The voice answers with silence. And then, beneath it, faint music. A piano, notes played slowly, hesitant, each one with space to echo, as if the song is uncertain whether it should exist at all. You know the tune. You shouldn't. The gravel gives way beneath you without warning. No crash, no fall. Just a sudden absence. You're gliding again. Not on road, not on air. Something else. Like thought becoming space. Up ahead, a single lamplight hangs in the void. No pole, no wires. Just a circle of amber glow, like a spotlight on nothing. You enter it, and for a moment, the world returns. An intersection. 4 ways, each labelled the same. You were here. You stop. For the first time, the car goes still. No engine hum, no static, just your breath and something else breathing with you. The suitcase clicks open in the trunk. You don't move. You don't check. You know what sound locks make when they change their mind. The glove box creaks again. Inside, the key is missing. Its absence feels heavier than its weight. The radio pulses. A voice you remember from a dream. Not yours. Someone who used to whisper you awake. They're waiting inside. You glance left. A house now stands at the far edge of the intersection. Impossible distance, but you see it clearly. Its windows are mirrors, each one showing a room that isn't yours, but could have been. The car door unlocks. No sound, just sensation. An invitation in your spine. You grip the wheel again, and the headlights blink twice. Long, then short. A code. You don't remember learning it, but you understand. Don't stop. Not here. You drive forward. The other 3 roads vanish. The house fades, but the piano continues, soft, slower. The radio speaks again. You forgot the window, and you feel it now. The crack above the dash, wider than before, leaking something that smells like paper left in rain. You don't look at it, you keep your eyes forward. The mist returns, not fog, thought. Dense and slow, dragging across the windshield, like memory refusing to clear. You whisper, "I was here." The voice from the mirror replies, "You never left." The clock says 3:33. The car agrees. The road begins to climb, not upward, but inward. It begins to rain, but the droplets fall upward. Tiny, perfect spheres, lifting from the pavement and spiraling toward the sky like prayers returned to sender. They vanish before reaching anything, as if the sky, or what pretends to be, swallows them whole. The wipers move once, automatically, then stop. They aren't needed anymore. There is no wet, only the memory of it. Your breath fogs the windshield, but doesn't linger. It dissolves into the mist outside, absorbed like a secret no one once kept. The dashboard flickers. Not a warning, a question. Who are you driving? You don't answer, but the wheel shivers under your hands, as though waiting for a confession you can't offer. The road curves gently to the right, but the car veers left, just slightly, just enough. You feel it. That subtle override. Like muscle memory, not your own. You let it happen. What else can you do? From the corner of your vision, the forest returns. Only now, the trees are too still. Their bark smooth as skin, each trunk identical, spaced like architecture instead of wilderness. Their branches do not move, but their shadows do. One bends forward, closer to the roadside, reaches. You accelerate, but the pedal doesn't press. Instead, the engine quiets. Not dead, listening. The rear view, that sliver of chrome, pulses. You glance. A single word scrawled across its sheen. Stop. You don't. Not because you resist, but because it doesn't apply to you anymore. The cassette has returned to the glove box. Different label this time. Not for you. You close it gently. Let it be. The radio returns with the hiss of tape rewind. Then a voice, slow, distorted, almost slurred. You passed. Again. We almost had you. The tone isn't angry. It's tired. Like someone rearranging puzzle pieces long after the picture was lost. You whisper back, I'm still here. No reply. Outside, the signs have changed. Instead of words, symbols now. Black on black, embossed with touch, not light. You run your fingers along the window. The glass hums beneath them, as if echoing thoughts into language. A mirror appears at the roadside, framed in rusted chrome, standing tall on a base of shifting ash. It shows your car, driving, but no driver. You try not to look, but your eyes betray you. In the reflection, your headlights flicker like eyelids, and your rear lights weep. The static climbs again, high, sharp. The frequency of guilt, of remembering what you left behind, just long enough to hurt. The suitcase shifts. Not a thud this time. A sigh. Soft. Almost disappointed. Your hands ache. You've been gripping the wheel too long, but you don't let go. You can't remember what you did before this. Was there a beginning? You speak aloud. Where did I start? And from the vents, your own voice answers. You never did. The road begins to narrow, not physically, perceptually. Your focus tunnels. The darkness closes in like a mouth around a whisper. The car slows, not from lack of speed, from abundance of stillness. You pass another sign. You don't see it. You feel it. Its meaning settles behind your ribs like a stone. There is no arriving. You whisper one last time, not for an answer, just to remind yourself. Keep driving. And somewhere in the radio static, something nods. You were always driving before this road, before this body, before the memory of motion had words to cling to. The thought arrives unannounced, not like a revelation, but like a scent you forgot you missed, a familiarity too old to claim, and still it fits. Outside, the rain has reversed itself again. It doesn't fall, it hovers, tiny droplets suspended mid-air, shimmering faintly as if lit from within, as if each one contains a flickering memory trying to escape. You lower the window. No wind, no sound. Just the hum of stillness, like a breath held too long. The chrome that replaced your mirror now pulses gently. A slow beat, not quite rhythmic, like a heart trying to remember why it beats at all. You look down at your hands. They're older than they should be. Lines where none should be. Scars that belong to someone else. Or someone future. You take one hand off the wheel, just for a second. The car doesn't drift. It guides itself, trusts itself, or trusts you. The seat beside you is empty, still warm, still indented, still waiting. You speak softly into the space beside you. I know I left you. And from the glove box, something rattles, not in protest, in response. The suitcase shifts again, then stills, as if listening. The road unfolds into a bridge, narrow, endless, floating over a black expanse that reflects nothing. Not water, not void, just refusal. The bridge is made of wood, old, splintered, but unbroken. Your tires make no sound. And beneath the silence, footsteps. Not yours, not the car's. Walking just beneath the bridge, in perfect time with your speed. You press your foot to the gas. The car doesn't go faster. It can't. Time is thick here. Slow, like molasses over dreams. You glance at the clock. 3:33. Again. Or still. You forget which is worse. A voice returns to the radio. Soft, deep, regretful. You forgot the name. You nod. It wasn't mine to keep. The voice sighs. But you wore it. Ahead. Another sign. Carved, not printed. Scratched into the bridge's railing by nails or desperation. No one arrives who wasn't already here. You swallow the thoughts. It tastes like rust and ash. The droplets outside shiver. A few break formation, drifting back toward the ground like second guesses. One strikes the windshield and freezes. Mid-impact, a sculpture of reversal. Your headlights flicker. Not from power, from confusion. The radio crackles again. A recording plays. Your voice, calm, hollow, tired. If you hear this, it means I tried. You don't remember recording it, but you recognize the tremble in the breath before the word tried. A memory stirs. You once held someone's hand on this road. They vanished at the fork. No screaming, no sound. Just absence like a breath that never came back. The rear view pulses. You look. A shape sits in the back seat now. Featureless, still. Like a coat draped over a memory. You don't speak, and it doesn't move. The bridge begins to slope downward. Not into water, not into dark. Into thoughts. You feel your own memories shift, rearrange, unthread. You whisper, I'm still me. And the voice from the mirror, your voice, or its, answers. You're what's left. The bridge ends, and the road resumes. But it's no longer made of pavement. It's made of names. Dozens, hundreds, all of them yours. All of them crossed out. The mile repeats, not in distance, but in detail. A loop folding in on itself, like fabric stitched by a nervous hand. The same curve, The same broken post, the same billboard, with no words. Just a glow like memory bleeding through gauze. You drive past it again, and again, but each time, something is slightly off. The angle of the trees, the shape of the stars, the radio static tuned a half breath higher. The sign flashes this time, just once. A message too fast to read. You blink, and it's gone. The dashboard flickers, then blinks off entirely. You're no longer watching speed or time or anything measured, only motion. The road guides itself beneath you, but the world around it slouches, bending inward, then unbending, like lungs inflating with shadow. The chrome where your mirror once lived ripples. Words etch themselves faintly across it. You left. It stayed. You don't know what it is, but your throat tightens, as if it remembers. Your hands ache. The leather on the wheel is no longer leather. It's rougher now, pitted, almost bark-like. You pull your fingers away. They're splintered and bleeding ink. You don't stop the car. You just flex your fingers until they forget how to hurt. The cassette in the glove box clicks softly. You don't open it. You know what waits inside. A song you once wrote. A voice you no longer have. The radio flickers to life again. Not music, commercial, half-formed, spoken by a voice stitched from radio hosts you grew up with. Come home today, or forget you ever left. Offer void in memory. Terms and conditions apply. Then static. Then silence. You whisper, I wasn't supposed to come back. The voice responds, not from the radio, from the back seat. You never did. You check the rear view. It's still not a mirror, but now it hums faintly. Your shape, or an echo of it, vibrates within the chrome, blurring and smearing like a photograph left out in rain. Outside, the sky opens, not the clouds, the sky. A slit, thin, horizontal, stretching from horizon to horizon. Behind it, nothing, just eyes. Dozens, none human, all blinking out of sync. Each time you blink, one disappears, and then returns, closer. You focus on the road. It's all that obeys you now. The billboard appears again. This time it speaks. Are you still you? You don't answer. The car does. A low groan. Mechanical. Organic. Unwilling. You realize now. It's tired too. The road curves. But this time, the curve folds in on itself, and the car turns without moving. Your breath stops, not from fear, from pause, as if your lungs are listening. The radio clicks back, softly, a recording. Footsteps, wet, slow, approaching. Then a knock, once, twice. You glance toward the sound, but it came from inside the suitcase that never opens. The suitcase you didn't pack. You speak to it. Not words, a hum, low, broken. The handle of the suitcase twitches, like a limb remembering how to move. You face forward again. The mile loops once more. This time, the billboard reads. Again, you're not driving anymore, but the road keeps pulling, keeps needing. And in the chrome, your reflection smiles, but you don't. You signal left. There's no road, but the signal blinks anyway. A soft, rhythmic pulse cutting through the mist like a heartbeat trying to remember itself. You wait for the turn. It never comes. Still, the car veers, slightly, just enough. The wheel moves under your fingertips, as though guided by the residue of a decision already made. You glance at the dashboard. Still dark. Still breathing. A low pulse glows beneath the plastic. Not light, but suggestion. Like someone thinking loudly behind a closed door. Outside, the fog thickens. It doesn't move around the car. It watches. You see shapes in it. Not people. Not animals. Just outlines. Thick and slow. Like paint dripping upward. They form for seconds. Dissolve. Then form again. Each closer than the last. The turn signal clicks. Still blinking. Even though you never turned, you try to cancel it. The lever resists. Not jammed, not broken, unwilling. The radio crackles. A voice returns. Not a whisper. A declaration hollowed by repetition. Left isn't a direction. It's a consequence. You nod. You understand. The mirror, still not a mirror, shivers. It flashes a phrase etched in flickering light. Where did you go? You don't have an answer, but the suitcase thuds softly behind you. It remembers. The passenger seat creaks again, still empty, still warm, still waiting. You keep your eyes on the road, or what's left of it. It narrows, not because the world is smaller, because your thoughts are. The road obeys your mind now, and your mind is unraveling. The lines on the asphalt split, not into lanes, but sentences, handwritten messages in chalk, dissolving as you pass. I saw you once. You weren't alone. Why did you leave? You blink. Each word becomes water, dripping backward towards the trunk. You check the rear view. Still not a mirror, but a shape is clearer now. It has your silhouette, but it's breathing too fast. The glove box pops open. Inside, a tooth. Small. Perfect. Not yours. It rests atop the cassette labelled, "Not for you." You don't touch it. Instead, you whisper, "Who did I forget?" The radio answers with static that bends. You hear voices beneath it, overlaid, layered, reversed. One of them is your name, spoken in a tone that suggests regret. The billboard returns, but this time it's close enough to see the cracks in the screen. The message blinks. Your exit was denied. You drive past it. The road blinks once under your wheels, then becomes glass. Beneath it, water, still, dark, endless. Shapes move under the surface. They don't chase. They follow, curious. The signal still blinks. Left, left, left. The car turns itself. Even though there's no road, only sky, only memory, only the idea of forward. The static fades. The voice returns. Softer now, tired. You always try to go back. You don't speak. You just let the wheel turn. And the road appears, because it always does, even when it shouldn't, especially then. The lights blink behind you, not ahead, not overhead, only behind, each one flaring to life the moment your taillights pass, then fading just as fast, like afterthoughts or accusations whispered too late. You glance in the mirrorless chrome, no reflection, but a rhythm pulses there now, echoing the lights. Blink, pause, blink, like a heartbeat out of sync with your own. The road feels different, not surface, sensation. You're being watched, not by the trees, they're gone again, but something is lining the shoulder, not visible, but implied. A presence dense enough to displace thought. The radio clicks softly, like a knuckle tapped once on glass. Then the voice, eyes open, doesn't mean you're awake. You check the dashboard, still dark, but a new word glows faintly in red where the gas gauge once was. Remember. It doesn't flicker, it waits. The steering wheel is no longer leather. It's cold now. Metal, old, familiar, like a hospital bed rail. Your hands grip tighter, not from control, from habit. The glove box is open, again, but you didn't open it. Inside, the photograph. Different now. The car's still there, door still ajar. But now the driver's seat is occupied by you, sleeping, or something very close to it. Your eyes in the photo are open, but not looking. Not at the road, at you, the real you. If there's such a thing anymore. You close the glove box gently. The lock clicks like a sigh. Outside, a sign emerges from the fog. It glows, faint and blue. Rest area, 0 miles. There's no ramp, no pull-off, no rest. But the lights blink behind you again, one by one. The pavement pulses with memory. You feel it. A conversation you never had. Words that arrive now, unprompted. If I'm gone when you wake up, keep driving. You speak before thinking. You never left. The suitcase agrees. It shifts once, then goes still. The tail lights behind you flicker rapidly, then stop. Darkness returns, and the car slows. On its own. You don't press the brake, but something does. Ahead, a gas station, flickering, hollow, built from angles that don't obey geometry. The sign hums. Open when closed. You don't pull in, but the car drifts, as if remembering the way. There are no other vehicles, but the pumps twitch, waiting. The store's door is open. Inside, shelves of mirrors, each one showing the car, each one showing it empty. You blink, you're still on the road. You never stopped. The gas station is gone, but the scent of gasoline clings to your breath. You speak softly. I keep driving. The mirror answers, faintly. That's what you're for. Your hands twitch. The steering wheel pulses once, then grows still. Outside, the lights blink again. Faster now, urgent, but always behind you, always too late. Numbers begin to scratch the dashboard, not displayed, scratched from the inside. Thin gouges etched into the plastic, as if something beneath the surface is trying to count backward, or forward, or sideways. 3. Then another. 7. Then a spiral. Not a digit. A symbol. Carved slowly, deliberately. You lift your hand from the wheel, fingers hovering over the markings. They're warm, damp, like something freshly unearthed. The radio clicks once. A voice, brittle and fragmented, murmurs. How many times have you arrived here? You don't answer, because the number hasn't stopped changing. Your breath fogs the windshield, but the fog doesn't fade. It thickens, then lifts, upward, back into your lungs. You cough once. It echoes too long. The rear view chrome flashes. This time, your reflection is there, but it's not yours. Too young, too certain, too still. It smiles. You don't. The car jolts slightly, the kind of motion that isn't physical. A shift of meaning. You glance at the glove box. It's bleeding. Just a trickle. Black, tar-like, dripping from the seam. You don't open it. Instead, you listen. From the vents, whispers, layered, off-tempo. Some familiar, some almost familiar. You hear a version of your name, half-formed, like someone who forgot how to pronounce you. The suitcase bumps again, twice, then goes silent. You whisper to it. Not yet. The lights overhead strobe once. The sky above flickers, like a frame skipping. You're not sure if you missed a second or a lifetime. The radio stutters back to life. This time, a low drone beneath the words. He counted to the end and still didn't stop. The road straightens. A rare gift. But the lines painted along its surface have become notes. Musical, sheet music stretching into infinity, each measure repeating, looping, slightly off from the last. You can hear the melody now, barely, faint as breath against a window. It's the same one that played in the tunnel, reversed. The billboard returns, new message, scrawled in light like fireflies arranged by invisible hands. When you know the number, you'll wake up. The car growls beneath you, uncertain or unwilling. The numbers on the dashboard shift again. 13, then 13, then 13, stuck, as if daring you to count differently. You close your eyes briefly. Darkness behind them is softer than the road, but it breathes, and from somewhere outside, maybe above, maybe within, a voice you loved once whispers, not all roads end in arrival. You open your eyes. The road continues, and beneath the static of the radio, you hear scratching, still counting, but not in any number you know. The static has a memory. It begins slow, a low hiss like wind through a forgotten vent, but warmer, thicker, and within it, a voice begins to form, not from the speakers, from the space between the sound. It speaks your name, almost. Each syllable softened, worn smooth like a pebble held too long in a pocket. You listen. You always listen. The road is straight now, unnaturally so. A corridor of black stretched like thread across a cloth that never wrinkles. No curve, No horizon, just direction, unearned and unending. You exhale slowly, but the air doesn't leave your chest. It coils, lingers, then returns. Like breath doesn't belong to you anymore. The dashboard pulses. One word where the speedometer once lived. Again! The glove box is sealed shut, taped now, with thin wire crossing the edges like a stitched wound. It hums faintly, the kind of sound you feel in your bones, not heard, not deciphered. The chrome mirror shows no reflection, but in its surface, a fog, swirling, slow, revealing flashes of places that never were. A hallway of open doors, each one leading back into the car. A child's room, empty except for your shoes. A kitchen clock stuck at 3:33, its hands shaking with effort. You blink. They're gone. The static intensifies. The voice returns, firmer now. You left us. You respond aloud. I stayed on the road. The voice hisses with static, then softens. That was the leaving. You check the back seat. It's empty, but only in shape, not in weight. The cushions dip slightly, like someone very quiet is trying to be still. Your eyes ache looking too long, so you don't. Outside, the sky pulses, a colour not found in nature, not purple, not red, but something between bruise and memory. The headlights flicker once, then dim, then return. Only now they cast no beam. They consume instead, eating the dark rather than illuminating it. The asphalt shifts texture beneath you. Now softer, like fabric. You can feel it pulling, not to stop, to stay. The radio whines. Frequencies stutter. A melody starts, stops, starts again, off key, almost familiar. We sang you out of sleep once. You nod. You remember now. Not the song, just the warmth of it. The promise. Your name appears briefly on the dashboard, but not your name. A name you once used. A name you buried. The car slows. You didn't press the brake. It's thinking. The lights behind you, the ones that always blink, are gone. No glow. No warning. Only stillness. You whisper, "Is it over?" The mirror writes back, letter by letter, smudged by fog. It will never be. A turn appears. You don't signal, but the wheel shifts. You follow. There's no scenery, no road signs, just the feeling that you've driven this way before. Many times, too many, and always forgetting. The static drops to a whisper, and for a moment, you hear yourself crying from somewhere else, long ago, or just ahead. The back seat is breathing, not loud, not laboured, just steady. The gentle rise and fall of something trying to remain unnoticed. But you notice. You always have. You don't turn around. The mirror offers nothing but fog. But you feel the weight of presence now, thick as sleep draped over shoulders. whoever, whatever it is, it knows you know, and still it waits. The radio clicks, faint and rhythmic. Not words, just breath, your breath, played back to you on delay, looping like an old recording, a half second behind. Every inhale mirrored, every exhale shadowed. You turn the volume knob, nothing changes. The glove box hums louder. The tape still sealed. The wire now rusted. Your fingers twitch, but you resist the urge to tear it open. Not out of fear, out of respect. Whatever is inside, it remembers more than you do. The dashboard flickers to life again. No gauges, just a pulse of light. And then a message. Do not wake them. You know who it means. You don't want to. Outside, the fog breaks into patterns. Not shapes, not letters, but ideas. Symbols you almost recognize. The smell of lilacs, a window without curtains, salt on skin. All meanings you once held. All of them now. Foreign. The car tilts, subtly. Not a hill. A slant of perception. The world listing sideways. As if the road remembers a dream you don't. The breathing in the back seat pauses for 3 heartbeats, then resumes, slower now, listening. A voice breaks through the static, not from the speakers, from the vents, cold, dry, older than radio. They're dreaming of you again. You close your eyes. Just for a moment, you see a hallway. You're small, you're running. The lights blink as you pass. Something at the end calls your name. Not a person. Not a thing. Just the shape of need. You open your eyes, still driving. The mile repeats. But now the signs are blank. Just white boards, humming faintly, vibrating with unspeakable potential. They want you to write something. You whisper, I never left. The signs remain blank, but one tilts slightly forward, as if nodding. You feel the shape in the back seat lean closer. It doesn't speak, but it hums. The same reversed lullaby that played in the tunnel. The one you don't remember learning. The one you wrote. The wheel grows cold. Your hands don't let go. They never do, even when they want to. The mirror pulses. Fog clears, just for a blink, revealing a shape behind your eyes. Not behind the car, behind you, inside. A mirror behind your thoughts. You look away. The radio cuts in. Your voice. But not now. Not yet. If I'm gone when you wake, keep driving. Then silence. Then that breath again. The back seat exhales. And your lungs follow. Unwillingly. The dashboard pulses again. 3:33. But the numbers drip, stretch, then vanish. You are no longer keeping time. You are being kept by it. And still, you don't stop, because something sleeping in the back seat dreams in your name, and you don't dare wake it, not yet. All signs point to sleep, not in words, in posture. The lampposts tilt, nodding off. The branches slump across the shoulder of the road like a heavy eyelids, drooping with dreams too thick to hold. Even the lines on the asphalt sag inward, soft curves that beckon rest more than direction. and you haven't blinked in miles. Because blinking means change, and you're not ready for the road to shift again. The mirror fogs, but not from your breath, from something behind it, like steam rising between layers of thought. A shape forms, not a face, just the curve of a hand resting gently against the chrome, as if from the other side of sleep. You speak without meaning to. I'm not tired, but the wheel slows in your hands anyway. The radio exhales. A voice hums a lullaby without melody. Words swallowed whole by rhythm. The kind of song you only hear underwater or under sedation. You roll the window halfway down. The outside is silent. But inside the silence, a whisper. Your name, distorted, backwards, drawn out like thread unraveling from a shirt you haven't worn in years. The dashboard pulses gently. A new message. Stay drowsy. You don't remember falling asleep, but the world tilts like you did. The road begins to ripple, not visually, but physically. Each inch a wave beneath the tires, slow and gentle, like a cradle rocking too late at night. The glove box creaks. Again, no sound of hinges, just a groan. Inside, a candle, still lit. Its flame does not flicker. It points backward, toward the rear seat. You leave it alone. It belongs to something else. The voice from the vents returns. Eyes open, mind dimmed. This is the drift. You nod. You understand now. The road isn't a place. It's a sedation, and you've been dosing for longer than you can admit. The fog outside begins to pulse, a pattern, 1, 2, 1, 2, pause, like a heartbeat gently slowing, or a breath teaching you how to stop. The back seat shifts, no breath this time, just the weight of expectation, like someone sitting up, but not looking forward. You say, I can't stop. The radio crackles. Then, we never asked you to. The billboard appears again, half lit. A new phrase flickers between burnt bulbs. Turn around to stay asleep. You don't. Your neck stays stiff. Your gaze ahead. Always forward. Always obedient. Even when nothing waits. The dashboard fades. Its lights wink out one by one until only a single dot remains. Not blinking. Just pulsing. Like a sleeping eye. You close your own just for a moment. And in that dark, you feel the road turn, even though the wheel doesn't move, and the car doesn't veer, and your hands haven't twitched, but still, you feel the curve. You open your eyes. The road is straight again, but something inside you has bent, and from the mirror, a breath, not yours, but familiar. The road doesn't end, it loops. You realize this not by what you see, but by what you feel. That soft déjà vu in your fingertips, gripping the wheel just like before. The way your spine aligns to the seat, perfectly, as though it was shaped for you, or by you, long ago. The radio is quiet now, but the air hums, low, persistent, like a machine warming beneath the skin of the world. Outside, the landscape has blurred, not from speed, from indifference. Trees have smeared into vertical shadows. The sky is a bruise that never changes shape, and the ground beneath the car isn't asphalt anymore. It's stitched, threaded, woven in tight loops of the same dark thoughts, repeated endlessly. You try to remember where you began. You can't. Only that you're here again. The mirror flickers. A sentence forms in flickering fog. We warned you. You nod. Of course you were warned. But warnings are just memories dressed in future tense. You press harder on the gas. Nothing changes. The speedometer, long, dark, glows suddenly. Enough. You whisper. Then why am I still here? The glove box groans open again. Inside, the tooth, the cassette, a new item, a note, folded, unlabeled. You reach for it, but it crumbles before you touch it. Dust spills into your lap. It smells like chalk and old notebooks, like forgotten names and hall passes that no longer matter. The suitcase in the trunk shifts violently, as if it heard your thought, as if it disagrees. You whisper toward it, "I'm still driving." The radio returns, but now it stutters, a voice skipping, not in sound, but in thought. You've always been just before, never after. The car veers, gently, unasked. The lines on the road curve inward again. A spiral, the same as before, or a different one with the same idea. You don't resist. Your hands stay on the wheel, but they don't guide. They hold. A ritual now, not a choice. The back seat sighs, not a breath. A breeze, as if a window opened in a room not yours, as if something has arrived, not just in the car, but in you. The mirror pulses once more, then clears. You see your own face, but reversed. Your scar on the wrong cheek, your eyes too wide, your mouth closed, but you're speaking. You mouth the words along with it. The road doesn't end. It loops. A phrase you didn't mean to remember. A truth you weren't meant to forget. The spiral tightens. The car slows. Not from resistance. From reverence. You've been here before. And you will be here again. Forever is just the shape of this turn. And the road. The road is only waiting for you to realize that. The fog begins to whisper names. They drift through the vents, through the thin seams, around the windows, sliding into your ears like dreams spoken sideways. None are shouted. All are known. You recognize one, yours, but not the one you use. The name is older, soft in the mouth, sharp in the chest. You don't speak it aloud. You haven't in years. The road continues, but it no longer feels like motion. Each second is a room you pass through. Each mile a memory you didn't agree to keep. The mirror hums faintly. The fog inside forming slow curls. Letters, names, suggestions. You reach toward it, hand trembling not from fear, but from familiarity. The moment you touch it, it clears. And there, for an instant, you see them, rows of people, standing in the fog, unmoving, unblinking, each one with your face, each one mouthing a different name. You flinch. The mirror fogs again. The car speeds up slightly, unprompted, but the hum remains, constant, like static turned warm. The radio snaps to life, filled with breath. No words, just breathing. A voice finally emerges. They've been looking for you. You murmur, I never left. The voice laughs gently. Then why are you so far? You don't answer. Ahead, a figure stands in the road. Not blocking, waiting. A woman, maybe. Long coat. Hair flickering in wind you cannot feel. You slow. You can't not. As you approach, she turns away and walks into the trees. They part for her. Not a single branch touches her. You don't stop, but your hands itch with stillness, like they remember holding hers, once, long ago, or somewhere ahead. The dashboard lights blink 3 times, then freeze. A new message. Do not follow voices. The glove box rattles. The tooth inside hums, vibrating faintly. You reach for it, not to grab, to steady. It's cold. Colder than anything in the car. Colder than memory. The radio speaks again. One of them is still calling you. You look to the rear view, still fogged. But something stirs behind you. Closer now. The breathing aligns with your own. Not echoing, mirroring. You hold your breath. The back seat exhales. The suitcase shifts. A latch clicks open. Not fully, just enough. You feel the change like a key sliding into thought. Outside, the trees thin. Signs appear on either side of the road. Blank silhouettes. But they speak, not with letters. With recognition. You know what they used to say. And what they will say again. Your name. Over and over. Every version. Every failure. The lights ahead stutter. You blink. The figure is in the road again. Closer. Facing you now. Eyes hidden beneath a dark hood. But you know her. You always did. She lifts one hand. Just enough to suggest goodbye. Or welcome. And as you pass through her, she dissolves. No impact. No sound. Just memory. Unmade. You exhale. The mirror breathes fog again. Only this time, it doesn't clear. 333 is a door. You feel it now, not just as time, but as a threshold. Every glance at the clock is another knock, soft and rhythmic, waiting for something behind your ribs to open. You check it again. Still 333, but the digits flicker now, as if fighting with something beneath them. An older number, buried, clawing its way back. The car moves slower. The road widens. Not with space, but so with potential. Like pages blanking themselves before you've written the words. The fog thins, then thickens. Not in weather, but in will. The mirror pulses. 3 times. Then again. The rhythm matches your heartbeat. or tries to. It's slightly off, a second too fast. The dashboard comes back to life. No icons, just a sketch, a crude door drawn in shaking lines. It pulses red. The glove box is open now, not creaked, not forced, just open. The candle is gone. In its place, a doorknob, perfectly shaped, detached from anything. Still, its pulse is warm in your palm as you lift it. You don't remember moving your hand, but you're holding it now. You whisper, "Where does it go?" The mirror clears. Your reflection speaks, but your lips don't move. You've already gone. Outside, the trees vanish. No silhouettes, no sky, just hallway, narrow, made of wallpaper that peels as you pass. The scent shifts, not the air, the memory of it. Old lavender, damp ash, a familiar jacket forgotten behind a door you haven't closed yet. The road begins to turn inward again, but not in curve, in collapse. Each second pulls the one before it into itself. Time cannibalizes motion. You're not moving forward. You're being remembered. The radio crackles, then plays the sound of a door creaking open, slowly, endlessly, until it becomes breath. Then a whisper, "You're on the threshold." You press harder on the gas, but there's no acceleration. The car becomes thought, or perhaps it always was, a container for movement that never arrives. The mirror blinks, and this time it opens. Not metaphor, not symbol. It opens, a slit of space between space, revealing a hallway lined with doors, each labelled 333, each pulsing faintly, each waiting. You whisper, "Which one?" The radio responds. The one you keep driving past. The road ripples. The wheels no longer touch anything, but the motion continues. You see a door on the side of the road, real, wooden, set into the air, unsupported. It swings open as you pass. Inside, a chair, facing nothing, or everything. Your name is carved into it, but it's not your current name. It's the one you stopped using when the leaving began. You don't stop, but the door remains open behind you, like a choice not taken, or a truth not ready. The clock flickers. 3:34, then back, then again. The time wants to move, but the door isn't done, and neither are you. Maps made of skin unfold in your mind. Not paper, not ink, just memory stretched thin over meaning. Veins branching like roads, each leading somewhere you almost went. You glance at your hands again, lines deeper now, familiar. You trace one with your thumb. It leads nowhere, but you follow it anyway. Outside, the fog clears just enough to reveal signs, not standing, but lying flat across the road, as though fallen or placed gently in your path. Each one bears a phrase, scrawled in faint lines of light. You turned left. She stayed behind. There was a choice. You whisper, "I don't remember." And from the vents, a quiet voice replies, "You chose not to." The mirror hums, then clears, but not to reflect. This time, it displays a shape, a body curled in a fetal position, asleep, on a map. The map is stitched into their back, each contour sewn, each landmark raised in scar tissue. You look away. The radio buzzes once, then speaks. Where would you go if you could? You answer too quickly. Back. Static. Then a whisper, not unkind. There is no back, only the remembering of forward. The road shudders beneath you, but the car doesn't jolt. You feel the world shifting under its weight, not in anger, in sadness, like a house groaning in the middle of the night, haunted not by ghosts, but by everything it forgets to hold. You glance toward the passenger seat, still empty, still warm, but now a note rests there. You didn't place it, you don't remember seeing it, but it's folded neatly, written on the outside, in a hand you haven't seen since childhood. Don't unfold this. You reach anyway. The paper burns cold in your hand, but you don't open it. You already know what's inside, not words. A route, drawn across skin you once called your own. The glove box rattles. You open it slowly. The doorknob is gone. In its place, a piece of torn map, the lines drawn with fingernail, leading from a mark labelled here to a spiral that simply reads, where you forgot. The mirror pulses again, faster this time. It wants you to look. You do. Your face, or a version of it, stares back. Eyes closed, mouth moving, silent. But you can feel the words. She waited for you at the split. You murmur, did I pass it? The dashboard lights up. A single word. Yes. You don't stop. You don't turn. You grip the wheel tighter, like it will forgive you if you hold on long enough. The road narrows. The signs disappear. Only the soft hum of direction remains. And behind you, just barely, the sound of someone unfolding a map you were never meant to read. The passenger isn't there yet, but the seat knows they're coming. It holds its shape, like a cradle half emptied, still warm, still indented, waiting not for weight, but for presence. The seatbelt is buckled. You didn't do it. You never do. But it's always fastened when you look. The car hums, softer now. The rhythm of breath when dreams begin to take hold. Slow, even, deep. Not yours. The engine is sleeping. You glance toward the door. The handle twitches. Not from motion, from memory. It remembers being opened. Not recently, but often. The window fogs. Not with breath, with intent. A phrase curls into the condensation, invisible hand writing as if from behind glass. I know this road. You whisper, who are you? The mirror flickers. Then nothing. The dashboard remains dark, except for one pulsing point of light. Red, small, unblinking. A waiting dot, like a recording light left on by accident. Or not. The glove box is ajar. Inside, the note you never opened. The one you shouldn't, but now, it's unfolded, still blank. but you can feel the ink, not raised, alive. It pulses faintly against your fingertips, a pulse that matches the rear view, and the wheel, and the breath that isn't yours. The radio returns, a sound like gravel under soft feet. Then, do you remember the conversation? You don't, but your mouth answers anyway. I told them to wait. The fog outside lifts slightly. The shape of a figure appears on the shoulder of the road, walking parallel to the car. Same speed, same rhythm, but not moving their legs, just gliding. They don't look at you, but you know they will. Eventually, you press harder on the gas. The road doesn't resist, but neither does it help. You're not accelerating, just deepening ahead, a single light, amber, pulsing. You reach it and pass it. It follows. Now the light is inside the car. You don't know where, but it's behind your eyes, flashing softly with every breath. The voice from the vents returns, not the whisper. A child now. They are almost here. You nod. Of course they are. You've been driving toward them forever, or waiting for them to catch up. It doesn't matter anymore. The lines on the road thicken, not paint. Stitching. Threadwork tying the lanes together like wounds drawn shut. The mirror pulses again. This time it speaks. Do not stop. They will be here when you do. You glance once more at the passenger seat. The shape is clearer now. Not full, but forming. A weight pulling threads together. The seat creaks. The belt tightens. You grip the wheel. You don't remember what happens when they arrive. But the road does. And it isn't ready. Not yet. You spoke without speaking. The words drifted from your lips like fog through broken glass. Half thought. Half instinct. You didn't mean to say anything. But the car responded. It always does. The dashboard lights flicker. A phrase appears, pulsing like a heartbeat caught mid-sentence. We heard you. You glance toward the vents. The breath is still there. Yours, but not yours. Exhaled a moment after your own, as if the car is learning how to mimic you, or remembering how. The rear view chrome hums again. The fog inside it clears for a second, and you see lips, not your own, mouthing words in reverse. Not backward in sound, backward in intent. Unspoken regret turned inside out. The road narrows, but your focus broadens. You feel the edges of yourself softening, not fading, diluting. The line between driver and vehicle blurs. The wheel is your hands. The engine, your breath. The wheels, your heartbeat. You whisper, "Am I still separate?" And the radio hisses softly, then replies, "You were never alone." Ahead, the headlights catch a figure crossing to the road. You don't brake. You don't need to. They vanish before impact, dissipating like dust caught in dreamlight. Your foot presses the pedal harder anyway, but the car doesn't go faster. Instead, the sound changes, from hum to whisper, from whisper to voice, from voice to memory. The glove box clicks open. Again, inside, a speaker. Small, old, crackling, playing a recording of your voice. But it's not a recording. It's live. You're hearing yourself now, in delay. A 2-second echo. You test it. I'm awake. The words return 2 heartbeats later, but different. More tired, less certain. I think I'm awake. The mirror pulses once more, the lips mouthing a new phrase now. Stop talking to yourself. You shiver, not from fear, from recognition. The passenger seat creaks again. The shape is denser now, not quite visible, but undeniable. You feel a gaze, not on you, through you. The radio returns, louder now. You keep reaching out, but all you touch is static. The road shifts texture, rougher now. Asphalt turning to gravel, then to dust, then to something softer, like carpet, like memory. You're driving through thought now, not place, not time, just recollection, worn smooth by repetition. Your hands ache. You check them. They are older than they should be. Fingers etched with roads never taken. Nails dulled from holding on too long. You whisper, "Who am I speaking to?" The dashboard dims, then blinks a single word. Yes. The vents breathe in sync with your chest. The seatbelt across the passenger side clicks tight, slow, deliberate. A breath, a yes. The fog inside the mirror forms a face. Not fully, just the eyes, closed, waiting, and the lips, they're not moving now. They're listening to you. The rain remembers. Each droplet that curls against the windshield seems to carry something, a feeling, a sound, a breath you once took. They don't slide down. They linger, vibrating faintly, like they're trying to speak. You lower the window. No wind. Just the scent of wet pavement mixed with candle wax and faint perfume. The kind someone once wore beside you on a night not yet dreamed. The rain lands on your arm, warm. It doesn't soak, it clings, like it recognizes you. The mirror flickers again. Inside the chrome fog, you see a door slightly ajar. Just a sliver of light spilling through, pale, gold, familiar. The kind of light you only find behind the house you grew up in. The kind that doesn't exist anymore. The voice from the radio returns, soft, barely there. She asked me to remind you. You don't ask who. You know. You just whisper. I tried. A pause. Then. That wasn't the promise. The road shivers beneath the tires. Not roughness, but remorse. Like it regrets letting you pass. The dashboard flashes briefly. A word. Wet. You blink. Now your hands are damp. But not from rain, from tears. You didn't cry. Not now. But the memory of crying still coats your skin. The glove box opens gently. You don't move. Inside, a photograph. Again. This one is new, or new to you. A small house under moonlight. Windows lit, curtains pulled back. Inside, a silhouette sitting at the edge of a bed, waiting. You flip it over, no writing, but your fingers feel the indentation of letters never inked. as if someone wrote a message, then took it back. The mirror pulses. The chrome shows you the road behind. Not the one you've driven, but the one you didn't take. It loops in on itself like a noose made of neon. The billboard flickers. New message. You slept through goodbye. You clench the wheel. The stitching beneath your fingers is different now. Softer. Like fabric. Like skin. You let go, but your hands stay clenched. The rain grows louder, but there's no thunder, just memory. Each drop tapping the roof in a rhythm you once hummed. A song forgotten, except by the rain. The voice from the vents hums with you, in harmony, then speaks. She waited by the door until the clock stopped. Then she kept waiting. You check the clock. It still says 3:33, but the colon flickers. On, off, like a heartbeat unsure of itself. The shape in the passenger seat leans slightly toward the window. You feel the motion more than see it. But it's enough. The seatbelt tightens, not restraint, reassurance. The road straightens. The lights above flicker in descending order. A countdown. You whisper, "I should have said something." And the radio replies, "You did." Then silence. Then raindrops on the rear window spell something out, just for a moment, then blur. You saw it, though. Just 3 words. She heard you. Nothing comes after next. That's what the GPS says now. Its screen, once static and cracked, flickers to life with a single word, next. And beneath it, a pulsing message, recalculating. The voice that follows is not robotic. It's familiar, too familiar, yours, but tired, worn down like a cassette stretched through 1,000 replays. Turn right, turn left, continue straight, recalculating. Each time it speaks, your voice sounds older, more uncertain, more hollow. You press the mute button. Nothing changes. The voice continues. Soft now, muttering beneath the static, repeating options that aren't real. You pass a sign, a circle drawn in light. Inside it, a question. No words, just a feeling. You don't understand, but your chest tightens like you do. The mirror glows faintly. A pulse, not light. Memory. Inside it, a version of you drifts in a car filled with fog. No wheel, no windows, no roads, just motion and breath, and a shape curled in the seat beside you. This you is crying, but the tears fall upward. The rear view fogs, not with moisture, with regret. You see her again, outside, not walking, not waiting, just standing in the grass, barefoot, facing you, facing the road, not asking, not calling, just being there. You slow. You always slow when she appears, but she never moves. The dashboard flashes. This was your exit. Then you missed it. The road ahead hums, a low, uncertain tone, like a question left unanswered. You whisper, "I wasn't ready." The GPS responds in your voice. You were. The glove box clicks open. Inside, a receipt. Old. Faded. The ink smudged by something more like breath than water. Only one word remains legible. Goodbye. You crumple it, but the shape in the passenger seat leans forward. A hand you can't quite see reaches to stop you, and suddenly, you don't. You smooth the paper out, fold it, place it back. The GPS screen fractures. Hairline cracks, spiraling outward like spider webs made of silence. Then the screen goes dark. The radio picks up the voice. No more directions, only memory. The mirror pulses again. Now it shows a spiral, same one as before. Or maybe not. Maybe they're all the same, just retold by a different road. You whisper, what happens when I stop recalculating? The vents breathe slowly, once. Then, you arrive. You don't ask where. You know better now. You just drive. Through the fog, through the stillness, through the next, and next, and next, until there is no next, only now. You slept through your exit. That's what the billboard says now. Peeling letters, half lit, like an apology offered too late. The words shift slightly as you pass. You slept. Your exit. Too late. You glance at the clock. Still 3:33. But now, the colon doesn't blink. Frozen. A stuck second. A moment that refused to leave. The mirror fogs again. This time not from temperature. From guilt. Thick and clouded. Like breath held too long in a room you never meant to enter. The shape in the passenger seat exhales. Slow, measured, as if waking. But not from sleep, from memory. The glove box is empty now, wide open, hungry. Its interior lined with something soft, velvet, skin. You don't check twice. The radio returns with static, layered, multiple voices overlapping, tangled like cassette tape left in sun. You catch only pieces. Wasn't supposed to. Still driving. She waited longer than you think. You reach for the dial, but it turns on its own. Down, then up, then off, then louder. You take your hand back. The wheel vibrates faintly. Not alarm, more like mourning. The road widens, but not for choice. Just to delay it. More room to forget. You press the gas, but the speedometer is blank. It doesn't care anymore. Neither do you. The rear view chrome pulses. It reveals a room. Yours. Familiar. A kitchen table. An open window. The smell of rain. The clink of a spoon in a mug. And a chair pulled out across from you. Empty. Waiting. Always waiting. You blink. Gone. The road twists. Not a curve. A hesitation. It pulls left. Then corrects. Like a body catching its own stumble. The suitcase in the trunk groans. Not metal. A breath. Followed by 3 soft knocks. You whisper. I know. The mirror answers. Then why didn't you stop? You don't have an answer. But the lights begin to flicker again, behind you. The sequence returns. Blink, pause, blink, pause, then faster, then frantic, then gone. The radio speaks again. A whisper. The road forgives, but the passenger remembers. You turn slightly, not enough to see, enough to feel. The presence beside you is clearer now, not hostile, not kind, just known. The air around it bends inward, like time gathering at a focal point. The seatbelt is tight, as if holding something fragile or determined. The fog ahead parts, not much, just a few feet, enough to show the next sign. Final turn. It points nowhere. The arrow loops into itself. You whisper, I missed it. And the car, the wheel, the vents, the very shape of motion replies, you were dreaming. The dashboard lights dim. The mirror fades. The suitcase stops moving. And in the stillness before the next turn, you hear the passenger finally breathe your name. Echoes take the wheel. It's subtle at first. The wheel trembles, not from the road, but from intention. Yours, possibly, but layered now, overlapped with something older, something that remembers how you used to drive before you knew you were dreaming. You tighten your grip. It doesn't matter. The wheel shifts anyway, left, then straighter, then left again. Not quite disobedience, more like a duet. The radio sputters, then laughter. Yours, but not now. Younger. You know the moment it comes from. A memory long buried under dust and pavement. A night by the lake. Her hand in yours. Her voice saying, promise me, if I go quiet, you'll still talk. And you answered, I'll never stop. But you did. Eventually. Even the road fell silent. The dashboard flickers, not with symbols, but with sound. You hear tires over gravel, the hush of a forest, a door closing slowly behind you. You're not there now, but the car is remembering it for you. The mirror glows red, text etched across the chrome, flickering. You left your voice behind. The rear view clears. For a moment, you see a road lined with signs. Everyone bears your name, spelled slightly wrong. Each misspelling feels more accurate than the last. The fog presses in again, thicker this time, less like mist, more like insulation, blocking out the sky, the stars, even the future. The glove box slams shut on its own, loud, defiant. The note you never unfolded, gone. In its place, a cassette, unlabeled, already playing, through the radio now. Soft static and overlapping voices. Some are yours, some aren't. But all of them say the same thing. Don't stop yet. Don't stop yet. Don't stop. The mirror pulses. And inside it, a face. Not yours, but like yours. Older, smiling, not kindly, knowingly. It mouths the same phrase. don't stop. The wheel jerks slightly. You don't fight it. The car glides into a tighter lane now, narrower, lined with ash trees whose trunks shimmer like mirrors. Each one reflects the car, but in each the passenger seat is full. Different figures, different faces, same shape, same posture. Each one watching the driver with the same tired eyes. Your eyes! You close yours, just for a second, and the road whispers. The loop deepens now. You open them. A new sign flashes. The road doesn't end. It watches. You pass it. You always do. The car hums louder. Echoes fill the space where direction used to be. Now every motion you make is repeated back to you half a beat later, not as a reflection, but a correction. You try to speak, but your voice comes from the radio first, softer, older, already said, already forgotten. You whisper, "Am I the driver?" And the mirror replies, "You were." The road tilts. The passenger shifts. And the wheel, it turns on its own, with a hand not yours. But that's okay now. You trust them. You always did. Dreams with headlights follow too closely. You see them first as flickers in the mirror. Two pale orbs hovering low, blinking now and then, like eyes trying to stay open. There is no engine behind them, no grille, no outline, just light. Following, the tail lights of your car dim slightly in response, like they've recognized something older behind them. A memory, or a warning. The dashboard displays no speed, only a line. You are being followed. You glance again, closer now. The headlights blink once, then twice, then off. The mirror fogs, not mist. Breath. Yours? No, someone else's. The glove box is open, empty, scratched. The inside is marked with lines, tally marks, etched in different hands, layered over one another. You start to count them, then stop, because you know the number. It's yours. Always has been. The radio clicks softly, and a voice speaks, not the usual whisper. Clear, sharp, still, and stiller. They're catching up. You nod, not in fear, in understanding. The road has gone silent now. No texture beneath the tires. No wind in the frame. Just motion and presence. The headlights behind you return. But now they're not behind you. They're beside you, floating above the lane to your left, where there is no lane, where there is no road. You don't look directly, but you see the outline, faint, a mirror of your car, slightly blurred, like a dream told twice. Inside it, another you. Eyes closed, hands on the wheel, but the passenger seat, empty, still waiting. You whisper, "I'm not ready," and the radio answers, "You're already there." The mirror pulses once, then goes dark. The reflection fades. Only a faint warmth remains, like breath on glass long after the speaker has gone. Ahead, the road splits, but no signs, no lights, no lanes. Just two tunnels of equal blackness, curving in opposite directions. You don't turn, you drift, and the car decides. Left. Again. The passenger exhales. You hear it now, clearly. Not in air, in the silence that follows. The suitcase shifts in the trunk, then clicks. Not an opening, a lock. Engaged. The echo returns, but not from the radio. From beneath your seat, a low voice. Do you remember what she said before the dream began? You don't. But the wheels remember, and the headlights illuminate something scratched into the road itself. Stay awake until it's over. You blink, and in that blink, you see her in the other car, the mirror, you. She turns her head, opens her eyes, and smiles. The passenger seat beside her is empty, but not for long. You saw yourself crossing. It wasn't quick. It wasn't distant. It was you, barefoot, silent, walking calmly across the road, eyes forward, arms at your sides. You didn't look up. You didn't need to. Because the you behind the wheel knew you wouldn't stop. You never stopped. There was no impact. There was no swerve. But the steering wheel shuddered in your grip, like it wanted to ask why, but already knew the answer. The rear view fogs again. This time it doesn't clear. Instead, it burns faint amber, pulsing like a warning light, not for danger, but for arrival. The dashboard glows. Reunion in progress. You whisper, with who? The radio answers, with who you left. The road narrows, not by width, but by choice. There are no exits anymore. Only this, only forward, only repeat. The passenger seat creaks, no motion, just presence. Heavier now, not oppressive, just undeniable. The shape is clearer, an outline against the air, like breath given form. The window fogs slightly beside them. Two fingerprints press into the glass. One waits, the other moves slowly toward it. You don't look, but you feel it, something you forgot how to grieve. The glove box remains shut, but the tape inside clicks forward. No music, only footsteps, one after another, soft, barefoot on tile, a hallway, then a voice, yours. I saw myself, and I didn't stop. The mirror pulses. It plays the scene again. You crossing, slow, steady, fading. You behind the wheel, wide-eyed, unblinking, unaware if you were real or just a reflection that moved first. The voice from the vents returns. She waited for you there. A flash. The forest opens briefly, and there, a swing hanging from a tree, moving slowly, a small shape sitting in it, facing away, hair fluttering. You blink, gone. The road continues, but the trees lean inward now, watching or listening. The headlights stretch farther than they should, not illuminating distance, illuminating time, and you see it. The moment before you left, a living room, a door, a voice saying your name, soft, scared. Please don't. And then nothing. because you didn't stop. You never stopped. The dashboard shimmers. One word. Turn. But there is no turn. Just this one stretch of road. Repeating. You whisper, "Can I go back?" The mirror responds. Only if you remember how. The passenger exhales again. Now their breath fogs your window too. The glass chills. A symbol appears in the mist. A spiral, and beneath it, "You left us crossing." You look down. Your hands are still on the wheel, but they aren't your hands anymore. Too small, too young, too late. The glove box is crying, soft, muffled, like someone behind a door, hands pressed to wood, trying not to be heard. The sound leaks out in slow pulses, hitching breath, the kind you only make when you know no one's listening anymore. You reach toward it. The latch doesn't resist. Inside, a letter, wet, not soaked, but damp, like it's been held too long in shaking fingers. The paper pulses softly in your hand. It doesn't open. It unfolds itself. Words blur across the page, bleeding from ink into meaning. Each sentence incomplete. Each line a whisper turned backward. You read only one phrase clearly. I waited until the swing stopped. The seat beside you shifts, not violently, just enough. The sound of cloth creasing. The faint impression of someone turning slightly to look at you. The rearview mirror fogs, then clears. You see your eyes. Wide. But they're not yours now. They belong to a version of you seated on a porch. Alone. Holding a cup that's long gone cold. Mouthing the same phrase again and again. You were late. You were late. You were... The mirror blinks off. The car slows. But you never touch the brake. The road narrows again, like the world is tired of making space. The radio speaks, not static, not memory, but her. You know it's her. The way her voice trembles when she says your name. The way silence folds around her after. I packed the suitcase, like you asked. The sound of a zipper, a small lock clicking shut. You whisper, I didn't ask you to wait. The vents breathe cold air, and her voice returns, softer. But I did. A billboard looms, unlit, until you pass it. Then, for just a second, the suitcase is yours. The trunk clicks, not open, unlocked. The weight shifts behind you, as if something inside just sat up. The wheel pulls right, but there's no road there. Just gravel, and grass, and a gate swinging slowly open. You don't fight it, you follow. The car bumps once, then steadies. The field is wide, empty, but not alone. Lights blink in the tall grass. Lanterns, eyes. You don't ask. You just keep moving forward, tires carving silence into the soil. The radio continues. You told me to pack only what mattered. So I packed everything. Your eyes sting. Not tears. Dust. Memory. The letter in your hand is dry now. The words clear. The last line. I'm still waiting. The suitcase thuds once, then goes quiet, and in the mirror you see the porch again. The cup is still there, steam rising, and the swing moving just a little. Mile marker. It rises from the earth like a tombstone. Simple, whitewashed, clean. No other markings, just the symbol painted in charcoal strokes. You pass it, and the car shudders. Not mechanically, existentially. The engine hiccups, then smooths. The tires feel softer beneath you, as if the ground has begun to forget how to be solid. The road becomes pale beneath the headlights, dusty, chalk-like. Each line you cross erases behind you. You glance into the mirror. There is no past, only fog, and the shape inside it. No longer a passenger, now beside you, still, silent, waiting. The dashboard pulses, then displays a phrase. There is no zero, just echoes. The vents exhale, but the air isn't cold. It's warm and scented, like wood smoke, like an old blanket, like a room that used to belong to you. You reach for the glove box. It opens slowly, deliberately. Inside, a small notebook. No cover, just pages. Each one scrawled with the same sentence. You're almost home. You flip through, but the final page is blank. You run your fingers across it. It feels like skin. It shivers. You set it down, carefully, like something living. The radio activates, static, then whisper, then a voice you haven't heard since the swing stopped. You never left. You just changed seats. You close your eyes, only for a moment. And in that moment, the car fills with sound. Laughter. Your laughter. Hers. Echoing, twisting, falling backward through time like water through hands. You open your eyes, and she's in the passenger seat now. Not fully formed, but present. Hair like dusk. Eyes like forgiveness. She doesn't speak, but her hand rests on the armrest, palm up, waiting. You don't take it, not yet. The road begins to bend, but you know this bend. You've taken it before, dozens of times, more. It's always just before. Something. The mirror fogs, then clears. Your face, your real face. Tired, but awake, and written across the glass. Every loop remembers. You check the clock, still 3:33. But now the numbers tilt slightly, slanted, slipping. You glance back at the road and see another mile marker. The same one. You've driven in a circle, but the trees are different, closer, listening. You whisper, "Am I close?" The radio sighs. Closer than you've ever let yourself be. The passenger turns her head towards you, slow, gentle. Her eyes meet yours. And for the first time, you know you're not alone. Not in the car. Not on the road. Not in this sleep you've mistaken for movement. The wheel hums beneath your fingers. It's not asking for control. It's asking for surrender. And still, you drive. Because you don't know what happens if you stop. And maybe you never did. A key for no door. It rests on the dashboard now. Small, blackened, smooth around the edges, like it's been turned too many times in locks that no longer exist. You don't remember placing it there, but your hand moves toward it anyway. It hums in your palm, not sound, emotion, the kind that coils beneath language, ache, hesitation, that feeling just before apology. You squeeze it gently, it grows warmer, the dashboard pulses, not a warning, a welcome. Ready? You don't answer, because you don't know. The passenger seat is silent, but no longer empty. She's there, fully, not looking at you, looking ahead, hands folded, breathing slow, content or patient. You whisper, "Do you remember where we were going?" And she smiles. Not a yes, not a no, just understanding. The mirror hums. Inside, a hallway, still, unlit. At its end, a door, the same one from before. Now labelled, you lean forward, try to read it, but the label blurs. Your name, a number, you blink, gone. The mirror fogs again. The radio switches channels on its own. A slow sweep through static, piano notes, voices, laughter, breath, finally landing on silence. Then a voice. You left the key behind last time. You whisper, "I didn't know what it opened." A pause. Then, "You still don't." The glove box opens. Inside, nothing. Just velvet. Impossibly black. Depthless. You drop the key inside. It doesn't land. It dissolves. The velvet ripples once, then settles. The passenger finally speaks, soft, warm, close. Now you can arrive. You look at her. She doesn't move, but something in the car does. The headlights flicker. The road rises, not physically, metaphorically, spiritually. You feel it lift under you, not like flight, like relief. The sky ahead breaks open, no sun, no moon, just space. And in that space, the shape of the swing, spinning slowly, empty. The passenger reaches for your hand. You don't flinch. You let her take it. The seatbelt tightens across both of you, not restraint. Return. The rear view pulses one final time. Words etched into the fog. Doors open from the inside. The dashboard blinks. 3:34. Then fades. The car slows. You press nothing. You resist nothing. You simply arrive. The mirror sings tonight. Not music, not melody, just a single note, long, low and steady, vibrating behind the chrome like breath held through static. It isn't beautiful, but it's familiar. You listen without meaning to. The car hums in harmony. The passenger's eyes remain closed, but she's awake. You feel it in the way her breath pauses just before the road turns. Not to warn you, to acknowledge that you were always going this way. The lines on the pavement shimmer. They are no longer painted. They are carved, deep grooves, filled with ash and flickering light. Each pulse from the road reaches up into the wheel, into your wrists, into your chest. The steering isn't guided by your hands now. It's guided by your rhythm, your regret. The radio flickers, then clicks, then quiets. It doesn't turn off. It waits. You look to the glove box, still open. The velvet inside it has turned grey, faded, tired, like something that's finished holding secrets. Inside it now, a mirror shard, triangular, unmoving, reflecting only one thing, your own eyes. But not as they are, as they were, wider, kinder. Before the leaving, before the loop, you close the glove box, gently. The mirror note deepens. You feel it now, in your lungs. Each breath echoing the pitch. You're becoming part of the car. Or, it's becoming part of you. There is no difference. Ahead, the road splits again, not visibly, but in vibration. A choice you can't see, only feel. Left hums low, right hums sharp. You ask, which way home? The passenger speaks. You passed home, then softer, but it's still waiting. You turn neither left nor right. You let the wheel decide. It glides gently forward. The road accepts. The sky above you splits into ribbons, not torn, unfolded. Inside each ribbon, memories. Not all yours, some hers, some no one's. Scenes you don't recognize but feel anyway. A hallway filled with water. A swing beneath a sky of moths. A suitcase breathing like a second heart. A door marked with your name that won't open unless you forget it. You pass through them like breath passes through silence. The dashboard glows briefly, then flickers. A message appears in soft white text. You've been here longer than you think. The headlights begin to dim. Not failure, surrender. The road ahead is still visible, but only through memory. And you remember this stretch. It's where the song started, not on the radio, in you. A soft hum you used to make to lull her to sleep. She hums it now beside you. Same tone, same pace, but this time it's not for her. It's for you. The mirror vibrates once, then sings, not with a voice, with presence. And the road sings too, and the car, and the breath in your lungs, until everything in motion becomes one note, held just long enough to become silence. And in that silence, you find stillness, not as a punishment, but as a place. And the place is here, with her, with you, and the road still unfolding beneath your hands. The road feels you, every motion, every doubt, each heartbeat absorbed by the pavement like an offering, not for permission, but for presence. The car doesn't drive on asphalt anymore. It drives on awareness. You are part of it now, or it is part of you. The distinction softens. The dashboard is dark, but it pulses faintly with your breath, not in light, in warmth. You rest your hand on the steering wheel. It doesn't vibrate, it hums. Low and content. The passenger beside you has not spoken since the last turn, but you feel her gaze, not demanding, not questioning, just aware, accepting. Ahead, the fog parts, and something new appears. A line of mirrors, tall, standing like sentinels on either side of the road, angled slightly inward. As you pass between them, they don't show your reflection, they show memories, versions of this drive. Each one a loop, each one a slight variation. You speeding, you stopping, you turning left instead of right. In one, the car is empty. In another, she drifts. You're asleep in the passenger seats, mouth open, breathing deep. You look away, but they keep appearing, mirror after mirror, truth after truth, until the fog swallows them again. The mirror in the car clears. Inside, the same road, endless. But you're not alone. In this reflection, a third seat has appeared, behind you, occupied. A child, no face, no movement, but you know, you feel it in your chest. In the echo of footsteps that never touch the ground, you whisper, "I'm sorry." The radio responds with silence, then a breath, then, "You can stop apologizing now." The glove box creaks. It's closed, but you hear something inside. A clock ticking. 1 second, then another. You haven't heard time in so long, it startles you. You lean closer. The ticking syncs with your pulse, then overtakes it, then stops. The dashboard lights up. One word. Now. The passenger leans forward, presses her hand against the windshield, and the glass fogs beneath her fingers. She writes nothing, but you understand. The road is soft now, tactile. You feel it folding under the tires like fabric being stitched, like you're being sewn back into place. The mirrors vanish. The sky darkens, but not from storm, from sleep. A deeper sleep than you've ever driven through. One that doesn't wait, one that doesn't return. You grip the wheel, but your hands are fading, edges softening, no longer needed. You whisper, "Will it remember me?" And she replies, "Only if you don't wake up." The mirror fogs again, then clears. No road, no car, just a door, wide open, waiting, and your name carved into the threshold. For the first time, you feel the road letting go. Nothing ahead, nothing behind. Only now, and now, and now. The road no longer moves, not forward, not back. It simply is, stretched like a single breath held too long, trembling on the verge of release. The headlights flicker, then fade. The darkness ahead isn't black. It's velvet, soft, thick, inviting. The dashboard dims to silence. No pulse, no glow, just stillness. Your hands rest on the wheel, but it doesn't hum anymore. It sleeps. You could let go now, and nothing would change. The passenger turns towards you, slow. Her face is soft, not with forgiveness, but with understanding. You don't remember her name. Not exactly, but you remember how she held yours in her mouth like something fragile. She reaches over, takes your hand. Not tightly, just enough. A gesture to remind you, you never truly drove alone. The glove box clicks open one final time. Inside, the key, returned, but dulled. Its edges rounded, its surface tarnished. You don't pick it up. You simply nod. It understands. The mirror is gone. No chrome, no fog, No echo, just the horizon stretched through the windshield, a smear of light that doesn't rise or set. The radio returns. One sound, rain, but falling inward, each drop landing somewhere inside your chest. Soft percussion in a memory you never had. You close your eyes, and the car sighs beneath you, grateful. The road, if you can still call it that, curves softly to the left, and the car follows, not guided, not driven, just held by gravity, by dream, by design. You whisper, "I'm done." The air responds with warmth. The passenger leans her head against the window. She hums. A lullaby without lyrics. One you once sang to someone who never made it out of the loop. The suitcase in the trunk locks again. Final. Still. Not forgotten. Just at peace. The roof of the car turns transparent. Above you, a sky made of sleep. Darkness stitched with dim stars, each blinking slowly. Breathing, waiting. You don't watch them. You just know they're there. The clock fades. 3:33 becomes a blank panel, then disappears. Time has served its purpose. It no longer belongs here. The seat beneath you grows softer. Or maybe you're lighter, less formed, more echo than shape. The passenger takes your hand again. She looks ahead. So do you. There's nothing there. But for the first time, that feels like enough. You drift into the fog. No wheel, no frame, no road. Just motion, gentle, slow, circular, like the hush of water remembering how to hold you. The car is gone now. Not erased, dissolved. Its outline softens behind you, like a dream fading in reverse, becoming sensation, then breath, then nothing. The passenger, still beside you, still quiet. Her hand remains in yours, but she is lighter now, no longer someone, just warmth. You are both unformed, held, carried, carved into the moment without shape or sentence. The sky above is paper thin. It tears slowly, revealing nothing, and that nothing feels like a gift. The radio speaks once more, just a whisper. You made it. The glove box no longer opens, because there is no box, no latch, no edges. The suitcase has vanished, but its contents are with you, carried not in hands, but in presence. Memory, echo. A swing gently moves somewhere unseen, back and forth. You don't hear it. You feel its rhythm ripple through you. The mirror, what remains of it, shatters in slow motion. Each shard drifts past, weightless, catching light from a source you'll never need to name. In one piece, you see yourself as a child. In another, as a shadow. In the last, as nothing at all. The passenger speaks, not in words, but in breath. You don't have to remember now. You nod, or maybe just allow. The last sign on the road passes through you. You don't read it. You know it. It says what it's always said. You are not lost. You are resting. The air is velvet. The darkness, kind. The road, folded, put away, no longer needed. And you drift, no longer held by story or shape or voice. Only sleep remains, and silence, waiting. You are no longer here, not fully. The shape of you still lingers, a warmth in the dark, a whisper in static, but your edges have softened. Your breath stretches long between thoughts. Your thoughts float, unanchored, like leaves drifting down a black river with no banks. There is no road beneath you now, only hush, only the subtle rhythm of silence folding inward. You try to remember the car, the turns, the signs, her voice, but each image slides away like fog on glass, slipping into sleep, not falling, settling like dust on forgotten furniture. The mirrors are gone, the wheel has let go of you, or maybe you let go first. It doesn't matter. The loop is behind you, or beside you, or within you. You drift now through the echo of your name, spoken once in a soft hallway, through the last light of a swing moving gently in wind you can't feel anymore, through the feeling of eyes closing, not from exhaustion, but from permission. Nothing calls you back, nothing pulls you forward, only this, only now. And now, you are not a story, you are not a shape, you are not the driver, you are the dream. You drift, no longer held by story or shape or voice, only sleep remains, and silence, waiting. End of script. Sweet